Mom. In today's episode, I have Connor on. We are in our permanent new mom studio, finally. Yay, yay, yay. We're so excited. So I have him on to talk about, just our life update, moving across the country with our sweet baby and all that comes with that, including a lot of travel tips, hacks, lessons. We kind of just share what we learned from the last year of traveling across country with our baby and going from place to place. And now we're officially settled here in Nashville. So we hope you guys enjoy this episode if you're pregnant, or maybe if you have a little one and you're nervous about flying or driving for the first time. I know I was. I hope that this episode is super helpful. And if you're not, then I hope that you just enjoy hearing a life update. And thank you guys so much for being along for this ride. We're so excited to be in our permanent studio, and welcome back to the show. I hope you have fun with this one. If you are loving New Mom, take a moment to rate and subscribe to the show and maybe even leave a review. It helps us to get the word out to more moms like you. Thank you for listening. Hi.
Hey, honey.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back, and we are in our permanent studio, which is
new
a giant
studio.
Yay.
Tell the people why.
Gosh.
Why are we in a new studio?
We are in a new studio because, and I know I hinted about this in one of my episodes or shared a little, but we just moved across the country from LA to Nashville. Finally just got into our place in the last month.
In the last week.
Oh, you're right.
We've been here a week.
Feels like a month. We've been doing a lot of moving.
Yeah.
Had a lot of people in and out of town.
Well, we moved here 2 months ago, and we lived in our friend's basement for 2 months.
We did, which...
We just decided we were going to get out of LA, and we knew we wanted to come to Nashville, and our friends let us live with them until we found our spot.
Bless them. It was actually so much fun. We lived in their extra unit.
We were roomies.
We were roomies.
It was like college.
We shared a kitchen. We did coffees together every morning. It was great. They watched Arch a little bit for us.
Yeah.
It was very sweet. They don't have babies yet, so I think that was fun for them too. But anyway, we didn't know how it was going to go. It went so well. But we kind of just, like you said, like we moved here knowing that this is where we wanted to land, but not knowing where our home was going to be. And also we didn't know Nashville incredibly well. So we found our spot, found our area.
And now we're here.
It's good to be here.
Now we have a new studio.
We have a new studio. So
a permanent space. I mean, new makes it sound like we had an old studio.
There was no studio. There was a couch. And
there was a living room in our 2-bedroom apartment that we would dismantle and destroy every week and set up a makeshift studio.
And by we,
and then tear it down.
Just him.
Yeah.
He did all of that. I was 100% host, conversation duties of this podcast, and you were 100%.
Well, you were also taking care of our child while I was
and mom
that.
duties, which
mom
is fitting.
Important.
And you were 100% the production side of this podcast, and still are. But we literally, how many places have we done this? I'm thinking we did our LA location, we did Ohio, we did Summit in the other Nashville house, our friend's house, and then this is our fourth place, our fourth set.
We took the show on the road with
did.
Janelle and
we were in Ohio. Oh my gosh, it's been an amazing few months, but really exhausting. And I feel like since we first started this podcast, we've been wow, we just keep praying toward and getting excited about when we didn't know what our house was going to be, but whenever we get to our home, having room to have a home studio, and for Sweet Con to not have to set up and tear down 45 times.
Yes, please.
Because that was the worst part. And so it just feels like a giant exhale. If we're vibing right now, it's because it just feels so good to be here.
Yeah. And so it's a work in progress, but it's going to be awesome. We're going to keep enhancing and making it better.
I'm so excited.
We're stoked. You have some awesome guests lined up.
I know. I'm so excited. I was going to say, we're not only doing seasons on this show, but it feels like season 2 in a sense. Because here we are, we've landed. That was I don't know, just the launch pad or the kind of new mom on the road, but now we're
going to crank them out.
Yes, we're going to crank them out. It's going to be so much fun, and I genuinely am so excited about the moms that I have on. So there's going to be plenty of mom talk in the next few months. We've got some great conversations, but I wanted to have you on first because one, you couldn't
get anyone else.
Nobody else was, nobody else was gone. No, I'm just kidding. But because we set this up, and I feel like it's fitting that you'd be my first guest. And also, I think we just kind of wanted to just sort of share our life update, debrief a little bit, and kind of just catch people up. Because I feel like on socials and even on this pod, I'll be because so many friends are supportive of this, which is so sweet. But there are also people that I don't know that listen to this, which is awesome. And I don't want to just give little hints and little things of our life.
Update.
Yeah,
let's give a full life update.
Full life update. Okay, so I kind of want to.
Where do we start?
I was just gonna say, whoa, major life update. The life update. The reason I say this is I wanted to give a life update so much of it that I talk about on socials lately has been just how much we traveled since we had a baby that we just weren't expecting. And so I kind of think we just take it back to the last year and kind of like walk through briefly, because I also want to get into, I feel like we've learned a lot in this last year. God has taught us a lot. We've learned a lot of practical tips. We've literally lived in 4 different cities with our son, 2 homes and lots of other people's houses, and so many of friends.
A lot of pack and play sleeps.
A lot. And so it's not that we're experts. We're new parents. Hello, the show's called New Mom. But friends have been like, how are you guys doing that? I'm like, honestly, maybe someone is also living a life on the road or in transition or whatever it is. And so if you are as a new parent, we're like, we might as well share what we do know and what we know that we don't know. If that makes sense. Yeah. But let's take it back. I don't know. So I guess it would start with when we had
the birth of our son.
The birth of our son, May of last year.
Yeah. So we had Archie May of last year. And then the first 2 months were quiet.
I think we had a normal postpartum period of peaceful. We knew for a while, I think we knew for a few years that we were kind of praying about where we were going to move. We met in LA, lived in LA, you know, our entire relationship and marriage, but we knew that we would
eventually.
Yeah.
We probably
gonna land somewhere else.
Like it works for a lot of people. It just wasn't something that we wanted to do. Like we didn't want to stay there long term. We didn't want to
be in a small place
and raise a family there. Like, and we knew like there's kind of a magnet back towards home.
Yes. And your parents are back this way. My parents are moving back this way. And so it just kind of felt like
it was the time.
The prayer, the dream, and the time was the time to just be able to like get in the car and drive to our whole family. That's kind of how we were feeling. So anyway, that's like the heart behind why. But I say that because when he was born, it's not like we thought we were like LA for life. Like we knew a move was potentially coming, but if you would have told me it was going to be the first year, no way. I would not.
No way. No.
I did not think so.
No, it just kind of happened.
It did. So we had him in May, had our postpartum period, and then you'd been on a show the year before we had him, before I was even pregnant is when you did it. And so he was working in Charleston the year before. And then when we had Archie, you went back out there for work. It was in Charleston. I think it was July.
Maybe August.
I think you first went out late July and then we joined you in August.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I went out for like a couple days in July.
Yes.
And left you guys in LA.
Yeah. When I was triple feeding.
Whew, yeah. Sorry about that. Sheesh, girl. And then
it was tough.
You ended up coming out for like a week. You and Archie.
Yes.
Came to Charleston for a week.
Well, we planned.
You planned for a week.
Yes.
And that turned into
10 weeks.
10 weeks?
It was over 2 months. I do know that.
Yeah. Basically, like while I was there, I found out that I had more work to do than I was told initially.
Which was awesome.
Which was amazing, but you know, we just hadn't planned for that. And
Archie was like 3 months old and
and also it wasn't like I had some almonds earlier, and almonds are my kryptonite. Why would you do that?
You have some water.
I don't know what it is with like almonds. Every time
Connor
the almond
is
skin
hacking for
like
like 3 hours after he has an
hours.
almond. I don't know. I don't understand. Could it be that an allergy that would make you cough like that, or just
no? It's like the skin.
But why doesn't it make everybody cough?
Because it's
just get stuck in your
throat.
I don't know. But anyway, so that was like our first time traveling with him. I had planned in my mind as a mom to travel for 10 days, which was already a really big feat. So we went there and we're like, okay, we're going to travel and then we're going to come home after 10 days. His work got extended. And so we kind of had the choice to make as a family. Are we going to continue to do this together? And am I going to try to stay here? I wasn't really working at the time, so it was sort of a toss up. And we decided to stay. So we stayed actually in Atlanta with really sweet friends. That let us stay in their additional unit, kind of like an ADU situation. And so we stayed there for the duration and then went back and forth road trip to Charleston every time you worked, which was
crazy.
Often. So I want to say we did.
So from that trip alone, it was a flight out, and then it was a hotel for Archie and us.
Yeah.
And then we went to Atlanta, stayed with my dad for a little bit.
Yes.
And so put him up there. And then we went to Friends, put him up there.
Yes. And then back to Charleston.
I'm saying him, like it wasn't us and him.
Yes.
And then went back to Charleston a couple times. Then back to Atlanta.
Charleston, Atlanta,
home.
and then back to LA. So
that's that travel experience.
Yeah, that was one travel experience. And we got back.
Our XP is growing.
This is what's funny about it. We got back and we were like, okay, we did it. We were exhausted. we're not leaving again for a long time. Like we're not
made
going
a pact.
anywhere.
We're like, we're not talking about leaving ever again.
Yes, LA rocks. Our life here. Yes. And so anyway, the crazy thing is, without getting into like too many of the details that aren't relevant to like the parenting topic, God made it pretty clear pretty quickly that our plans were different than his, and that it was kind of just time to go. And numerous things happened. Like I said, my parents were moving back there. We just had a couple of things click in at once that made it feel like actually we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
And so I think we decided in November, at the same time we were launching this podcast, which was like a whole nother thing. So we're like, oh, okay. And then
we decided like Thanksgiving.
It was November. It was like late November. We decided that we were going to move. And like we said, our friends, shout out to Leah and Philip, they already lived here, and they told us, which was so kind. They called us around Thanksgiving, like, if you guys come, just come to Nashville. If you think this is the spot for you, and pray about finding your house, and there's no rush, and just come live with us, which was so kind. And that was another wink of, okay, we've been talking about this for a long time. Let's do it. So we did.
So that cues in like the next travel period, which was destroying our home.
Moving across country.
Also getting some podcasts in there while we're moving, and there's boxes everywhere.
You guys, yeah. It was like our couch stacked up to the wall with like boxes.
And then it's like we pack up.
He was learning to crawl right then.
He started moving.
Yes.
He's mobile for the first time. So then like we leave our apartment, but then we went to your parents' place down the road for a couple nights. So there's another move.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And so then I drove across the country with some of our stuff.
Yeah.
And then you flew alone with Arch.
I flew alone. So moms that fly alone, I see you. You are heroes.
You are.
True heroes among us. Flew, it's like 3.5 hours. It's nothing crazy. It's doable. But
it is for the kid that wants to move.
It was right when he learned to crawl too. It was like the week that he learned to crawl. And everybody said, hey, when you travel, just do it before they learn to crawl. Like get your flying in, because they just want to be down once they're crawling. And it was so crazy because it literally went from flying with him when he was not mobile, because he was 3 months and like 5 months when we traveled for all the Charleston stuff. That was hard enough, but it's really just, are they crying? Are they fussy? Did he poop? Like it's that kind of a thing. But it's completely different world once they're mobile. And it's like, I want to get down. I want to get down. I want to get down. So I was pulling out like that particular flight. It was like, okay, a wrapper. Okay, a different wrapper. Okay, here's my credit card. Okay, here's my finger. Like anything that would possibly be
for 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds and then switch. Yeah. But anyway, I made it through that flight. Also, my mom had offered to fly with me. I kind of signed myself up for that one. I was like, I got this, Mom. I got this. But anyway, we made it through, got here, lived with sweet friends. But then I want to say once we got here, we were like, okay, until we have our house, let's take this opportunity to see family and friends.
I forgot about this chapter.
That's what I'm saying. Oh. So not only we got to Nashville, we moved across the country.
New home.
With our sweet baby, who's just so along for the ride. We're like, let's see family while we're here, because once we're in our home, we're going to be settled, and we're not settled at the moment. So let's like take the time to see.
Yeah.
So we drove to Ohio twice. We drove to St. Louis. We drove to Atlanta for a work thing. Is that it? I feel like we were gone so much over the first few months.
So here, let me see if I can map it out. So we're in Nashville. We go from Nashville to Dayton.
Ohio.
Dayton to St. Louis. St. Louis
to Nashville for one night.
Nashville to Ohio. Atlanta.
And
you skipped in Ohio.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
So we go St. Louis to Nashville, Nashville to Dayton, Dayton back to Nashville, and then that same night
we got
Nashville to Atlanta, Atlanta back to Nashville,
and then we stayed, and we found our place,
and then we moved.
And I want to say we got our place like that same week, and we signed. You know what I mean? So we're like, we're gonna move, and then we had like a few
That's
weeks.
Exhausting.
That was
exhausting.
And
some of it
all
was
the while we did 2 shows on the road. We did a couple episodes in Ohio. We did a couple episodes at our friend's house. You set up and tore down a good bit, even once we were here. So anyway, thanks for being along for the ride on that, guys. We didn't just do that because we're
crazy. It was like part of us is crazy, and we wanted to go see family and just like enjoy being driving distance.
Yeah.
But like there was a funeral at one point that we weren't expecting.
Yeah.
There was a work thing in Atlanta that we weren't expecting.
Yeah,
so
life things
just all happened at once.
Life things came in, and we just would laugh. And it's so fun because I don't know, I feel like being parents, when you're just along for the ride with God, that you have to laugh. Everybody gives that advice. You hear it so often. You have to. I remember we got the email that we had to go to Atlanta. We were in Ohio. We had to go to Atlanta the next day.
We're
9 hours away. And we just started laughing.
They were like, we need you in Atlanta tomorrow. We were like, great.
Awesome. So now we can kind of get into the travel hacks, because I just wanted to start with that one. People say do the road trips when your kid is asleep. If you have a good nighttime sleeper, that was helpful. We were tired, but what we did was gave him his nighttime bottle, cozied him up, had him like with a blankie, whatever, and then put him in the car super tired. And I want to say after we made our Taco Bell pit stop, or 9 p.m. pit stop, 8 p.m. pit stop, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He was out, and then he actually did sleep until we got
and
back
that's
to the
helpful
house.
Because I would say most of those road trips for us were like 5-hour drives, but they ended up being more like 8.
People that road trip with kids know this. Yeah, it's not just,
You got to stop and like they're a little baby. It's like you want them to get out and crawl and play and have some time for mom to hold him.
I was going to say, I feel like we found a flow with that for those who do like a 5 to 7 hour drive. The flow really was for us. Every kid's schedule is different, but if they're on a schedule at all, and they tend to do, most babies that age kind of do 2-ish naps. Other friends have said this too. It's like it's kind of nice to be like, okay, wake up, feed them, get on the road while they're happy, let them kind of conk out, take their morning nap. When they wake up, stop. That's a great lunchtime for us, lunchtime for him, and then let him play for a bit.
Yeah.
Back on the road, and then kind of let him take that afternoon nap. He wakes up, and then there was always like an hour where it was dicey, and it was like throwing crackers and puffs.
Yeah.
Like, we just gotta get there. We gotta get there. But for the most part, you can kind of make it work with their little schedule because they still sleep a decent bit.
Yeah.
So that worked pretty well for us. Like, I don't dread road trips, though we did a lot of them there. I mean, I'm enjoying not doing them currently, but
just kind of have to just know it's going to take longer than you want it to, or than the map says it will.
Yeah, and also get the teether crackers. Those little,
that's a nice life
those
hack.
things were
Those saved us.
Yeah. Puffs are great too, but for the road, those are nice and helpful. Okay, so I kind of want to get into like just the practical travel tips.
Practical ones, okay.
I think so. I mean, or it could be any travel tips. I just think there's things that we learned that I'm really glad we did for baby number 2. Not that there's baby number 2 yet, but when that comes.
Yeah, I think just never travel. I'm just kidding.
I have a good one actually.
Which I will say is easier.
Not
but
traveling?
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
but
easier.
Some people need to travel or want to travel, and it is possible.
And you do hear the advice or the negativity of you'll never travel again. Your life you'll never get to do any of those things again. It's not true. I mean, we've had so much fun as a family with these travels. You just have to know going into it.
I'm yawning just even thinking about it.
You just have to know going into it.
Subconsciously came out.
Yes, I'm just saying, like, you just have to shift the mindset to this might take longer. This might be a little bit of a nightmare. We had sweet friends that said they got to the point where they were just like, their kid was crying in the car for so many hours and they just had to get there, where they just said they had to just start laughing to keep from crying. And I think sometimes you get to that place. And as I say that, there have been moments you've witnessed where the tensions get so high that you want to cry as a mom. Like, there's nothing I can do. My kid just doesn't want to be in the car anymore. And there's nothing that I can possibly do. And they're okay. And they were just out and had a snack and they just had their diaper change and we just have to drive the next 45 minutes, like whatever it is. So I'm not saying we laugh at their expense. I'm just saying there's times we have to be like, guys.
Yeah, laugh so you don't cry.
Laugh so you don't cry.
But that being said, the nighttime hack is good when you have to get somewhere.
That's true.
That was our thing. We were like, we have to get to Atlanta. Let's just go at night. Yeah. And that way we can just keep going. We can just kick back some coffee and go.
Yeah. You know what we should have done? This is a hack that we didn't do. We should have put one AirPod in each so we could have listened to a fun podcast because we were silent so he could sleep.
It's kind of illegal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you can't drive with headphones.
Oh, never mind.
Scratch that from the record.
Well, I could
Good thing we didn't do that.
I could have. I wasn't driving.
Yeah. What we should do next time, honey, is I'll drive for 9 hours at night
listen to a really
in the
good
darkness,
crime podcast.
and you should put in both headphones and have your tunes going.
Listen to my crime podcast of choice. Oh, okay. I guess you're right.
You honestly should do that, though.
I should.
We shouldn't both sit in boredom.
In silence, and I'm like, I will stay awake. I will stay awake.
With the white noise machine.
Yes.
Oh, there's a hack. There's a practical thing.
The travel white noise.
These aren't hacks. These are just tips.
Yeah.
The travel
You're right.
white noise machine.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that.
Not a bad thing.
A really good thing. I appreciate that.
What is it?
Like the brand?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll link it in the show notes.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a few of them. We like the one we use. I do appreciate, I think it's great that our son doesn't require a noise machine.
Yes.
But I will say he slept sound. Like the older they get, just the more they're aware. It's super helpful.
That way, if we need to say something, or I need to scream at someone in road rage. No, I'm just kidding.
Just the practical
matters, the everyday things. No, but that way, like a little bump or something isn't gonna just
like,
completely startle them awake.
Yeah, that's true. Also, guys, everybody says it. We said it so much, or at least I did. I won't speak for you. I'm not gonna play the goofy kid music. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. He's gonna love worship music. Do you remember I used to say that?
I thought it was so much cooler than those playlists.
I was like, this is just not gonna happen. Like, our kid's gonna like worship, or he's gonna like
this
music.
Is blue, the color blue, 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 boom, boom. Oh,
but
a million
works.
times.
A million times. The theme song of our road trips in life have been the color song, but we
have such a love-hate relationship with them because
sometimes we jam.
The songs are really helpful. But we've heard them so many times.
Can't do it anymore.
That
Alphabet
I've
song.
like the female vocalist is like my biggest
Who
pet
might
peeve.
be AI? We don't know.
She might be AI. We don't know. But it's like you just hone in on every weird pronunciation.
Well,
and like
you do.
every weird thing. And I'm like,
why is she saying that?
Why is she saying it that way? Why is she saying that way? And like after like 5 road trips, I was so over her.
But it works.
But Archie wasn't.
Also, friends of ours recommend the happy song, which didn't really work for Arch. I don't know if you even know that one.
I don't know.
It's like do do do
no, I know
do
it.
do. Okay. Anyway.
Stop. I'm gonna run out of here.
Okay, sorry. Triggering. I kind of like that song personally. Anyway, people recommend that song too. But they do work when you need them, and that was also helpful. It's like between snacks, toys, obviously. Like if he's holding something he likes.
Gotta hold some toys.
Gotta hold some toys. Water bottle. You know, he can sip the water, and then the music. Those are good. These are all good road trip hacks.
Okay, so we have
hacks, tips.
Yeah, these are just
These
tips.
are not hacks.
We are so not reinventing the wheel. Here's some basic things that we're gonna call
no
hacks.
one's ever talked about this before. Nursery rhymes.
Yeah.
They work.
Yeah, no. You know something that is a hack? Okay, listen up, folks.
I don't know what you're
So we have this issue where Archie loves to have all of his toys and then throw them to the ground and then cry.
Oh yeah.
So I had this big block of foam that was from the inside of a camera, like travel case, like a Pelican case, and I put that piece of foam wedged up between the door and the car seat. And so then when he would throw stuff, it wouldn't fall down.
It was just stay right to his
there.
within arm's reach. That was actually
that's a hack, right?
I think that's the definition of a hack. Clearly, I don't know what the definition of a hack is, but yeah, I think that's a good one. I had another one I just thought of, and I'm like, oh, I was gonna say, some moms are awesome and sit in the back with their kids. I want it to be I clearly don't.
Carrie will be puking.
I was just gonna say I'm very car sick.
15 minutes.
I promise I'm not just heartless. I'm very car sick. I also do like to sit up front. I like to hold your hand and still, be a couple. But the one time I did that, remember on the way to Ohio, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And we got to Guitar Center, and I was like, I am ill, so ill. So anyway, I can't do it. So hence the toys and the nursery rhymes and like everything like that.
Yeah.
So those are road trip things. Something that I don't even know who told us this. Someone told us this right when we had him. But it's really true, whether this is just to do with your baby not sleeping in their own room or their own crib. Could be if you're traveling, could be if you're one of those people that wants to go to a friend's house, put your kid down. Ooh. We put Arch in the pack and play to sleep and got him used to it really quickly.
Yeah.
Like the first week.
Yes.
Very, very quickly in his little life. And we didn't do it all the time, but enough that I think he took naps there. That was a good starting place. We do some naps in the pack and play.
Mm-hmm. Just to get him ready.
It's never been an issue. I don't say
he was always comfortable.
I was just gonna say, I'm not gonna say he prefers it over the crib, but he likes it just as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was his crib when we were traveling for a while.
He also can't talk, so we don't know.
Yeah. Well, he sleeps fine.
Yeah. He can't tell us either way.
Loves it. Yeah. He's like, this thing stinks, guys. No. But I think that's kind of a hack. That's a tip. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're getting off the road, and we are getting into where you're staying.
Okay.
So that brings us into things like this.
Yes.
Okay. So that's one.
Another one that comes to mind, I'm laughing at things we've done, is trying to black out his room with different items.
Oh my gosh. You know what we settled on?
What? I don't remember.
Is the covering thing for the pack and play.
Oh, that's a good, I could put that in the show notes too. Yes. Getting a blackout. There's the tents that are we don't have a tent. Those are the really fancy ones, like big black tents that go over your pack and play.
Bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bouge. But anyway, those are amazing. So I've heard from friends. but we just went for the black slip that goes over it, the blackout slip, and ties at the bottom. It worked.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good. I mean, it's not like
it's not foolproof.
Foolproof, or we're doing it wrong. One of the two.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I just got tired of tying those little things at the
just
bottom.
threw it on top.
I was like, we're good.
But that actually was really helpful
good.
when you don't have blackout curtains, which obviously we didn't have in a lot of locations.
Which brings me to my next point, since we're talking about pack and plays.
Yes.
I would say spend the money and get a good pack and play.
I think that's valid.
Because I've experimented with a couple, and there is nothing more frustrating than getting off of like a 10-hour road trip. We've never done a 10-hour road trip.
Yeah, we definitely haven't. But
a 6-hour, 7-hour road trip, 8-hour, whatever.
Meals.
You're getting off a road trip. You're so tired. Everybody's a little testy. And now you've got to take the pack and play and go set it up. And there's nothing more frustrating than a poorly built pack and play.
Yeah.
That has stupid parts and it doesn't work. And the like the mattress folds up in all these weird ways and you can't straighten it out while you're trying to put it.
Shout out to Nuna.
We will shout out the Nuna one.
Yeah, we love our pack and play.
It's a little bit more pricey, but it is so good.
It's so great.
It's so easy.
So simple. I can even do it and I'm not the most
I don't know. There's a lot of things I think you can cheap out on. That's one if you plan to travel. Make your life easier.
Also, I think it's comfy because he has slept in some others that he doesn't love.
Yeah.
It's comfy. It's cushy. It's clean. It's easy. Yeah.
He also slept in Santa Barbara. I'm forgetting about that trip.
Oh yeah.
Another road trip.
That was another road trip. That was pretty.
Poor kid.
Pretty quick too. I know this kiddo. No, he's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Good. But that being said, he's very chill because of all of it. Like he'll kind of just
go with the flow.
He'll sleep where you put him down. What I would say is for moms listening who have any sort of a structure and are curious about this, I was anxious because of that, because we kind of have a routine. We have a schedule, kind of loose, but we have one. And I was really nervous about how it would work with having him not in his room and having things just be different, like him just not be used to stuff. And I think that keeping him on the schedule as much as possible in different locations was key. So if you're going to road trip, have him nap when he would nap if he can. Or when you go to the new location, keep him on the same, like it's like his routine was the same every day. His body was used to the routine. So whether we were in the car, whatever the setting was, he had the same things happening. Does that make sense? Yeah. That. And we were big on that. I also was big on the shifting his time zone. If you're traveling with a baby and you're going time zone, and you're shifting time zones, I did 15 minutes a day forward or backward as needed for maybe a week. And so that really helped. It didn't get us fully there because we did a 3-hour jump the first time he traveled, but it got us halfway. It was like an hour and a half. Like slowly move him toward the right time.
It's not a huge jump.
Exactly. And then you're not waking up at 3 a.m. with your child or like whatever it is. So that was also a big thing. I think it's just kind for them because then they don't know the difference. They're staying on their same time and you kind of just pivot accordingly, but then you're also not getting up at a crazy time if your kid sleeps. So yeah, those were some things.
What other things? I know that there's more.
Well, we haven't touched on flying. We did fly a lot as well.
And you were breastfeeding when we were flying.
I was breastfeeding. So I didn't do the nursing pods, whatever they're called.
Oh, the pods at the airport? Like the nursing
but I have had a lot of friends say those are amazing. I think they're two separate things. There's nursing rooms and then there's like the little pod you can rent and just go sit in.
Yes.
I don't know if you have to rent it. Maybe it's free.
Yeah.
You just go sit in there.
Yeah.
But apparently there's rooms at each airport that has that and offers that. And a couple friends that travel a lot told me that's a must. I just didn't breastfeed that long after that first trip, so I didn't have to do it. But that's great for pumping too. I was pumping then. But yeah, I would say something that I didn't get that I know they're kind of like people go back and forth on them. I just had the Spectra, which I loved as a pump. But when you were traveling, I really longed for the portables. I longed for the... don't do the sound. Don't do the sound. But I longed for the ones that you could just slip under your shirt. I don't even know the brands.
That would have been nice.
Willow. There's a couple of them that people like. I don't know. But that's something, if it's in your budget, I think that's worth it if you plan to fly a lot and travel. If you're somebody who's going to be going to Europe or doing whatever with your kiddos, I think that's a worthy investment because that was really hard to travel and like have spilling bottles and yeah, you remember that.
That was wild.
That was tough. You can make it work. Like we made it work for sure. But it wasn't
the cooler,
ideal.
you had to bring the cooler.
Yeah, so
any travel tips for like food, baby food?
Well, I was gonna say breast milk chiller is great if you're talking about breast milk. We almost brought a legit cooler. We did not know what we were doing, guys. The first, I was like, should we just bring this beach cooler, babe? And you're like, No.
I bet you people do.
They probably do. I mean, it's
Just
you could
roll up with a Yeti.
Yeah. I mean, probably. But I looked it up and I literally searched basically what this podcast would be like, just travel tips for first time moms. I was so anxious the first time we were going to fly with him.
Yeah.
So anxious. And someone recommended that, like the breast chiller. And so it's so easy. You just literally put the pieces like in the freezer. So it keeps it nice and cool. And then you put your pump bottle, just directly slide them in there and it keeps it cool all day. So that's great if you're pumping or if you're, I guess if you're pumping.
Yeah.
And then food wise.
Oh, here's a quick one.
What?
Bring a backup outfit. I'm sure we've talked about this on other podcasts.
Guys.
Just bring a backup outfit. Honestly, for the baby and for you.
Yes.
Because if the baby needs a backup outfit, there's a good chance
you might
need one as well.
Yeah.
And we've run into that a couple times.
A few times. And you know, we just really don't learn
Do yourself a favor and don't
Always
put it in like the checked bag. Mm-hmm. Just,
Also, our child is 10 months old and we still try to bring a backup outfit because, and I'm not talking about just for travel, just leave your home.
Yeah, when you leave your house, he is testing the limits of diapers and outfits.
Let's just say there was a hose used today.
I was really grateful to be in a home that had a hose so that I could take care of some problems.
That would have gone differently a few months ago.
Archie made for us. God.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, that's a big one. Flying. Oh, I was going to go back to food for a second.
Yeah.
So you can travel with baby food. You can travel with purees. You can travel with physical, like little, whatever snacks you need for your child. They have to let you go through, I guess is what they might want to swab them, but they can go through. And I had people tell me they're going to try to fight you on it, maybe, but just so you know, like you can. And I did have that happen. And someone was like, I'm sorry, you can't. And I was like, I've been told I can. I hate conflict. But we made it work. We got through it. And I was like, I really can. It's funny how any mom, even if you don't like conflict, when it's for your kid, you're like, listen,
I know
this food's coming through.
Mama Bear comes
I will
out.
Google this for you if I have to. But I was.
I will Google this.
I will show you the
Yeah, I don't want to have to do this, but I will Google this.
No, I love DSA. They were fine. But she let me take it through. But seriously, even if they fight you on it, you can take the baby food through. I had little Tupperwares. Like it was homemade baby food and I still was able to take it through.
And also show up a little bit early in case, because sometimes when they make you step aside to do that stuff, they might take their sweet time.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a stroller. Ooh, bring the stroller. Take your stroller and put your baby in the carrier. So walk around the airport with your baby in your carrier. So you have the stroller as like a little cart, almost like the smart carts. That was helpful for us because we'd keep the diaper bag and then put like my carry on and everything in the.
And if you have a few $100s just laying around that's burning a hole in your pocket, just check all your bags.
Oh yeah,
except
we didn't
for
do that.
What you need for the kid.
Connor just kept saying, "Can we just? Wow, I wish we could just check all the bags.
I know.
This would be so much easier if we could just check all the
Or
bags."
like if you're like bougie and you have like Delta Plus or whatever those are called.
Yeah, Sky Points, Sky Miles.
I don't know.
Clearly, we don't have it.
Yeah, clearly we're members at Zero Airlines. But if you're like a bougie airline member person and you get free bags, just take advantage of it and check everything.
Yes.
It's so hard running around an airport with like stroller, kid.
Yes.
You're over there filling up your water bottle. There's two bags with you, two
sweaty.
with me. We
Especially
left
when
something
I was
over
pumping,
there.
I was a sweaty mess. I was so
sweaty,
so grumper, so sweaty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would say that's a big one. Also, toys. When your kid gets older, I mean, all my friends, we've all tried the toys on the plane. They don't want the toys. I don't know if I would invest in too many travel toys. I think you could save on that. It's like spend here, save here. Everybody's like, this toy, that'll be so entertaining.
All they want's a wrapper anyways.
They just want your wrapper. Yeah, they just want, go for snacks, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I kind of wanted to get into, are there any other specific ones that you think are like practical?
I haven't flown with them in a long time.
Okay.
So those ones aren't going to be as quickly.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is a receiving blanket. If you're trying to get your baby to sleep and they're not the easiest sleeper on a plane, I didn't have like a blackout blanket or anything, and obviously I'm not going to suffocate him, but I kind of did a receiving blanket over my shoulder that he could easily like breathe through, and it just got it dark enough that he unfortunately did cry for a few minutes, and I felt like absolutely the worst mom in the entire world. But once you get through that 5 minutes of screaming and fighting, I noticed that when it was darker, he would kind of conk out on me. So I would have a blanket, even if your baby's a bit older. I was kind of surprised that I used it, but I did, and it helped. It definitely helped.
That makes me think.
They don't want the light.
Aisle seats
Aisle seats
are the best.
Important.
And this is a half joke. But also, if your mom or mother-in-law offers to fly with you, you should
Don't
probably
say no.
You should probably take them up on it.
Myself in the face.
It's really nice. Like, poor you. I've only flown with them once, and I had you. But and your mom.
Yeah.
But if you
she's
have someone to pass them off to and just
Yeah.
entertain him, and someone can walk the aisles,
it's helpful.
soak it up. It is helpful.
That's
but
kinda
you
what
can do
I-
it by yourself.
That's kind of what I wanted to get
Right,
into,
Carrie?
babe. Yeah, you can do it by yourself. You can totally do
I'm telling everyone they can. I haven't done it.
Mom,
I'm just like
you?
on a
Yeah.
24-hour road trip by myself.
Yeah, that's true. I kept saying sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry you have to drive across the country by yourself. And you were like, are you kidding?
It's like, this rocks compared to what you're doing.
It was fine. We made some sweet memories. But it was also special, like landing in Nashville. You picked us up. I'm like, we live here now. Like it was just the three of us. And I think it was really symbolic and sweet to get in the car and have you pick us up and take us.
Yeah, it was sweet.
That was
fun.
that feels like forever ago. Really wasn't that long ago. It's
It's
crazy.
been a wild ride.
It really has.
I'm tired.
I know, me
Are
too.
you tired?
We should take a nap today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, I'm just saying at the season has been.
Oh, it's been exhausting.
Exhausting.
Yeah, it's like every single night at 7 p.m. I could absolutely hit the hay.
Oh yeah.
And I'm socially tired. I'm just tired.
Ugh.
But anyway, the one other thing that I wanted to touch on was travel and how stressful it is on the marriage. Because that's real.
Yeah.
And we love each other. I mean, we've done great, I think. All things
Yeah,
we haven't
you're
had
all
like knockdown, drag out fights or anything.
No.
But the tension is just high.
Sorry, my brain just went. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta cut the grass today.
Okay, well,
and then
bring
my
it
brain
back
goes,
in, babe.
And so I'm reining it back in.
Reining it back into marriage and travel. But those
I'm a
tensions.
suburban dad now.
Yes, those. I gotta cut the grass. Those tensions are high.
They can be.
Yes. What do you think has helped us, or what do you think would help us? Because we're still, I mean, guys, we're in the thick of it too. Again, we're still new parents.
Yeah.
But what do you think has been helpful? I think expectations are huge. I think you cannot over communicate with your spouse. The worst. I love you so much. Is he's kind of deaf, guys.
Tell him what I did.
He's a worship leader. He can't hear because he always has in-ears in.
My eardrums are like blown out.
So I'll be like, especially on the planes, but also in the car. Babe, would you pass the whatever? What? Would you pass the what? Would you pass the? And it gets louder and more intense because he can't hear. What? And so he's irritated that he can't hear
Also,
me.
airplanes are loud, dude.
Airplanes are loud, but also
Don't whisper to your spouse.
don't. That's the lesson.
And the lesson is
louder.
don't whisper to your husband.
No, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
no.
there's just the funny tension of like, I'm trying to say something subtly, and then you're like, wait,
Yes.
what? I can't hear you. So then you're
That
annoyed
always
with me, and
happens.
I'm like, why are you saying what?
And
I'm
then
annoyed
there's the
with
kid
you.
screaming.
And there's the sweet kid screaming, and it's a lot. But I was just gonna say, I don't think you can over communicate. Like, I think expectations going in with road trips and everything, we're getting better. Even today, like, we were kind of good about getting out the door, and I'm like, okay, when you do that, and I do this, and these tasks.
When we assign jobs, it's really
goes
helpful.
so well because we work really well together. I think it's when it's blurry.
We get stressed when, there's like 5 things to do.
Nobody really says who's doing
And,
what.
and like they're all in your head and you haven't told me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then I'm just not meeting any of the expectations.
Yes.
And
And
I'm
you're
like, I didn't know there were any.
know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That works really well.
Being like, we're getting out the door to go to this place. We're going to leave at this time. It would be
I'm gonna
helpful.
pack the
I'm going to do
food.
this and this and this. If you could do this and this and this,
yes.
meet you in the car.
I think what's often
That's really helpful.
Yes. What's often helpful is like, and some of it's unsaid, unspoken. For instance, you always do the pack and play stuff. You always do. When we were coming and going house to house different days, you were always in charge of taking the pack and play, taking the gear. I mean, dads are just, it's mostly gear
suitcases,
duty.
gear.
But when it comes to getting out the door and there isn't gear involved, I actually love when you're on arch duty, like today.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm putting his shoes and socks on. I'm getting him in the car seat. I've got and then I was able to pack the diaper bag, get my thermos filled up because let's be real, hydration always. And do you know what I mean? And do my last few things. Because also girls tend to take a little longer to get out the door. So, but yeah, I would say that's like one marriage.
What?
They
What are you
do.
talking about?
Well, this girl does. I do okay. I'm not that high maintenance.
No, you're not that
but
bad.
yeah, I would say that's like communication.
Communication, man.
Communication.
I think one thing that's maybe simple but important is to remember that when things are stressful and like you're in the car and there's a screaming baby, to like remember the reason you're stressed and don't like put your frustration on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like if we're driving down the road and there's a screaming baby, you're just stressed out because your nervous system is shot because there's a screaming baby.
You're not mad at your spouse.
You're not mad at your spouse. And so it's really easy though to like let your frustration come out at the wrong thing. And it's like, sometimes you just need to recognize like there's a crying baby. My nervous system is shot. That's okay. It's not my wife's fault.
Yes. And
you're not the cause of this. I don't need to, get short tempered with you, or we're on the same team. It's just a crying baby, and, things like that.
Yeah. I was going to say there's nothing more convicting and refining than becoming parents. Be like, wow, I can get angry really quickly. Like I am quick to anger more than I realized, or I am snappier than I would like to be. That's why it's important who you pick as a spouse. I love you very much.
You too.
Because you need someone that has a lot of grace for each other, because we both have had moments where it's like that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
But we're pretty good at communicating through that. And then also just don't stay in the frustration of, I think you and I do a pretty good job of regrouping after if we get him down or something and it's like that was stressful. Okay,
let's
hi.
Go.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Let's have a hug and let's go make dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed our...
Yeah, we're not experts. We're just sharing...
No. This is...
what we went through, and hopefully, a little, thing that we've learned along the way.
Yeah, and hopefully you guys have some practical, maybe takeaways, and also just enjoyed our silly...
filler episode.
But yeah, we're so excited. I'm so excited about the show. I'm so excited to be in the studio.
And the future of No Mom is bright.
Yeah, it's gonna
There's
be
gonna be
so
great
good.
guests.
Yes.
I won't be here as much.
You will always be in the studio, but you will be behind the mic. But I love you. Thank you for being on.
Yeah,
and guys, I hope this episode was fun. I hope you enjoyed it.
And helpful.
Yeah, I hope it was helpful.
Okay, bye.
Have a good day. Bye.